You know that quote from Bane that kind of goes like, you merely adopted the darkness, I was born into it, molded by it, etc., etc. Well, replace the word darkness with quarantine, and it's pretty much how I reacted to governments around the entire world telling us that we all need to lock inside our houses due to the current pandemic. Because I'm sure you all know, the outside world is already scary enough. Okay, I'll do admit, I do miss the outside world and my IRL friends, but even though we're already more months into this thing, we're still going to be stuck inside for quite a while. I already wanted to make this video talking about my experiences in animation school, but I thought I'd also tie this in as well with what it's like in quarantine, because I'm sure there's many young creatives like you watching this right now who's probably wondering what to do with your time right now. And when you're stuck at home for what I'm predicting will be the rest of the year, you don't really have much else to be doing anyway. So I'm hoping with this video I can provide some kind of insight for you for what you can be doing now and when you decide to take on an education in animation and art in the future. Before lockdown started, I would wake up at say like 6 AM to take the train to an 8:30 class. But what's great about being unable to go is I don't have to wake up early anymore. I can just wake up whenever I want. Granted, I still show up to class on time. And I can also attend in my pajamas. That's great. All of the teachers insisted prior to online learning that we get our hands on a microphone and a graphics tablet. They never insisted on webcams though, so I could just fall asleep on the bed behind my chair. The biggest disadvantage to this entire thing though is I haven't been able to properly communicate with my classmates in person. We only went for about like 3 weeks until this whole thing started. But I have been able to talk to my classmates through Discord, and we've been able to talk to each other about the assignments, what needs to be done, and also just our love for games, animation, movies, what have you. Discipline-wise, it hasn't really affected me that much, that my productivity has been almost the same. I don't have a teacher hovering over my head to see if I'm still paying attention, but the expectation of showing up to class on time and getting my assignments done on time have been enough to keep me on schedule. Except when I fall asleep. Speaking of which, what can you expect from these student assignments? Well, it might vary from, say, teacher to degree to university, but from what I've experienced, it teaches you the fundamental parts of the animation pipeline. I'm personally studying for a diploma, so it's less advanced as, say, a bachelor's degree. The semester that I just recently wrapped up on in June focused on the pre-production part of animation. So that's script writing, storyboards, 3D modeling, and also some practical stuff like digital painting and animation basics. I'm yet to experience the rest of the subjects, but they appear to focus on the production and the post-production phases of animation. So that's character animation, sound design, video editing, etc. Being stuck at home due to the pandemic has brought its cons, no doubt. It can be easy to get distracted if you're not used to working at home already. I've been stripped of great resources that I once had access to on campus. And even though I'm an introvert, I still miss my friends dearly. But quarantine does have opportunities in of itself as long as you're willing to take those opportunities. Quarantine has provided me the free time that I've always wanted to do some things like take on some freelance commissions and also learn some new skills that I've always wanted to learn. I've had 2 meter access to a drum kit for some practice and even some exercise. I've been inspired by the works of other amazing creators through different media, and I don't have to go on hour-long commutes every single day on the train where COVID could spread like crazy. The ages of the people watching this, I'm aware, may vary a little bit. Maybe you're younger than me and you're in high school going age or so. Or maybe you're in your 20s like me and you have work or university to attend. I'd imagine some of you are still doing these things remotely at the moment, but either way you look at it, you still have loads of free time left on your hands. So if that's the case, why not spend this time doing something that'll contribute to your future when quarantine is over? Maybe you have that giant animation idea you've always had, or maybe you want to get started in freelancing. Sure, you could spend this time watching Netflix or climb to the highest rank in Valorant if you really wanted to. But even though the world is currently in a mess right now, this is a time frame that comes rarely and you can gain so much out of it if you put your mind to it. You could be like a whole year ahead of university if you self-teach yourself in animation, character design, painting, video editing, whatever. People might approach you asking if you can take on a project for them because of the sheer amount of practice you would have gained. You could manifest 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. When I think back to how I got to the place I am with university and my channel, part of it was due to my ambition to create things and the hunger for that time to get there. That said hunger was satisfied when I spent an entire summer working on my second Minecraft Hunger Games video, and I just barely managed to cross the finish line before I had to start a new school year. Now, should you attend university like I am right now to get a job in art and animation? Well, I haven't finished yet, but hopefully I can speak somewhat authoritatively on this. Now, first of all, do you need to go to university to get a job in this field? Well, what myself and what I've heard so many other professionals say is no, you do not need to go to university to get a job in this industry. It's a great option, don't get me wrong. Having a certificate or something to show that you have been trained can be good because it means you've been taught by professionals and that you can be trusted well with work. But you can totally self-learn your way in too. Like, I have friends of mine who, after they've left high school, they've never touched any form of college or uni education. And they're doing great right now. Having been self-taught for animation for so long, I can speak firsthand that having a mentor along your side can be a fantastic way to get really good really fast, because they can probably see flaws in your work that you probably can't. I can't tell you what you should or should not do because your financial, your living, your professional situation may be completely different to the next person. But this doesn't mean you can't prepare. You should definitely do that. I am optimistic about how this pandemic will end, but I am predicting that this is going to go on for the rest of the year and then some. So boredom is likely going to show up a couple of times. Why not take advantage of that boredom? Do something good. This empty space is likely not going to come up again in our lifetime. So it's up to you how you want to be spending this time right now, and I'm really hoping that you'll take advantage of it. Thanks guys for watching. I know these kind of like talking head video essay things aren't really what you expected on this channel, but knowing these giant animation-y things that I want to be doing, I'm willing to spice things up a little bit. Let me know what you guys think of this if you enjoyed it. I don't know what you'll make of this video. At least maybe you got to see a little bit of a peek into what my life looks like right now. If you want to check out more of the behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram, Joel_holds. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like. I'm Lysindale, and yeah, I'll see you around.